I've listened to Born to Die by Lana Del Rey for 3 years.
And I listened to it once yesterday.
Welcome to Spin It. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spin It, the record ranking podcast for people who would rather be listening to music. I'm James, and with me is Connor Del Rey. I didn't plan that joke ahead of time. It just came to me in the moment. His real name's just Connor.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was like a family member of Lana Del Rey named Connor
Del Rey?
that you would invited on as a guest.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I didn't even realize you were talking about me, since I'm not Connor Del Rey.
Yeah, we got the whole Del Rey family in today. No, we've just got Connor as usual.
Oh, just Connor. That's all I am.
Well, no, not just. You're just not a Del Rey.
I'm just Connor.
Connor Del Rey. I thought you were really going to roll with that, but okay.
I hadn't swept the legs out from under you on a joke in a while.
Well, thanks. I really feel like we're off to a good start today. That joke was Born to Die.
Oh, man.
Do you know any Lana Del Rey? Have you had any LDR experience?
Not that I can name.
Okay.
It's a name I recognize, but not like for any reason that I would know of.
Well, I mean, we did talk about Taylor Swift and Midnights and Snow on the Beach featuring her and then featuring more her.
I mean, I knew about her before then. I just mean that, like, it's a name I know, but not because of any of their work.
Right. I think I'm the same. I think I've only ever heard her music when I've sought it out, but I definitely knew her name for a long, long time. I think that's because we have a friend who likes Lana Del Rey. Or at least I thought so. But when I mentioned we were doing this episode to them, they did not seem to like Lana Del Rey.
Dang.
I know. Weird. I had another dang hard time this week.
Yeah?
Because initially, the reason I put Lana Del Rey kind of here on the schedule is because, did you know that There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard was a Grammy-nominated Album of the Year this year? It was in the running.
Yep. And you didn't do it.
I listened to it, and I scored it, and I didn't do it. I was like, okay, I really want to talk about the albums that were up for Grammys, right? So we can come back and, like, compare them like we did with SOS. But I really wanted to do an episode on Born to Die. So I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I settled on Born to Die, and I guess depending on how you feel about this determines whether I want to backtrack it to Tunnel or not. Because I am curious to get your thoughts on that and how it compares Grammy-wise, but I also just would rather have an episode on Born to Die. I was torn. It was a toughie.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I also just figured, like, she's a very cinematic kind of artist, and that's kind of evident right from the start of Born to Die. So I thought, maybe we'd throw this your way and see how you kind of respond to the more Baroque chamber pop, like, I don't know, dark, steeped in sadness kind of pop music. It's not an area we get to very often. Well, let's learn about Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey. Oh, good grief. Am I going to be doing this all episode? I'm so sorry.
I feel like you are, yeah. I tried to stop it from the beginning, but
it didn't work. Well, I know we joked about having Lana Del Rey's family on the podcast, but that's impossible because she's the only Del Rey. As a matter of fact, it's a pseudonym. It's a stage name.
Whoa!
I know. It'd be cool if it was a real name, though. It's a great real name. Lana Del Rey was born Elizabeth Woodridge Grant. She was born and raised in upstate New York in 1985. Yeah, she was raised Roman Catholic, and her earliest singing experience was as a cantor in church. When she was about 15,
isn't that one of the archetypes from the Divergent series?
Cantor?
I was making a candor joke. That one fell flat.
It did. I've only watched Divergent like one time.
Well, first off, it's a book series, so the fact that you said I've only watched is sad.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't read the book. What do you want me to say? I only read the book 0 times? I only watched the movie 1 time. Like, the only experience I have with Divergent is watching the movie 1 time.
Yeah, the books are better. But anyway.
Well, when Lana was about 15, though I guess at the time still Elizabeth, she was struggling a lot with alcohol abuse and depression, so her parents decided to send her off to a boarding school to sober up.
Yeah, it's wild that somebody so young can have an alcoholism problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get different people grow up in different environments, but it's just crazy to think that, like, at 15, you have an alcoholism problem. Like, that's wild.
That's a hard thing to deal with as an adult. Right?
There's adults that can't handle that. And
yeah, I know.
You're trying to deal with it as a 15-year-old?
It's tough. It was a tough way to live.
When I was 15 years old, I'd be thrown through a tailspin if, like, my favorite cereal was empty in the morning when I went to get a bowl.
I mean, that seems like false equivalency, but yeah, I understand the point you're making.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just wild.
It is. She says, honestly, I mean, it sounds like she got very existential from a very early age. She said, when I was very young, I was sort of floored by the fact that my mother mother and my father and everyone I knew was going to die one day, and myself too. I had sort of a philosophical crisis. I couldn't believe that we were mortal. For some reason, that knowledge sort of overshadowed my experience. I was unhappy for some time. I got into a lot of trouble. I used to drink a lot. That was a hard time in my life. So I think you can see a lot of the roots of Born to Die in that sentiment, in that philosophical crisis. When Elizabeth graduated, she started working as a waitress, and she learned to play guitar from her uncle. So she started playing at clubs around Brooklyn with a bunch of different pseudonyms, actually. Lana Del Rey was not her first nor only stage name, but it was the one that ended up sticking. She went to college in 2004, still in New York City, and studied philosophy and metaphysics, which is pretty meta.
That is pretty cool.
The most meta of the branches of physics. She liked it because it bridged the gap between God and science, she said. She said, I was interested in God and how technology could bring us closer to finding out where we came from and why. But, she started college in 2004. She did not get too very far into college when, in 2005, she started making several EPs and records under her stage names that were registered with the Copyright Office, but a lot of them never saw actual releases. Some of those early EPs have actually leaked since, but most of them never ever saw the light of day. In 2006, she sent some of her demos to Van Wilson, who worked in A&R for 5 Points Records, and he got her first record contract. She was going to get an album set up and ready to go, and then, straight out of college, just start full-on touring, which she kind of did. She graduated in 2008 and started putting out music right away under the non-stage name Lizzie Grant. But when it came time for like a full album, she wanted a new name and a fresh start. She said, I wanted a name that I could shape the music towards. I was going to Miami quite a lot at the time, speaking a lot of Spanish with my friends from Cuba. Lana Del Rey reminded us of the glamour of the seaside. It sounded gorgeous coming off the tip of the tongue. And it does.
It's a pretty name.
It is. Actually, we've dealt with the word Rey before. Do you remember the first time we talked about Rey, R-E-Y?
Oh.
The Spanish word?
I do.
Really? Wow.
I remember it I remember it coming up, but I don't remember why.
It was a song title.
It was. Oh, who was that? That wasn't Stevie Wonder, was it?
No. He talks about Sir Duke, not Kings.
Seemed like a Stevie Wonder thing to do. Who was it?
It was Inner Wave, episode 21.
Wow, long time ago.
I know. But yeah, she was definitely inspired by Miami and the seaside and the surf, and she was also inspired by the Ford Del Rey sedan, which apparently sold in Brazil in the 1980s. And she loved Lana Turner, the iconic actress.
I have a question. If you didn't know that and the Mixtaper brought that as a fact or spin question, would you have believed that her name came from that car?
I mean, the Mixtapers very specifically already lied about someone being named after a car. Well, it was true. It was true another time. I might not have believed it, but Montero, Lil Nas X, was named after the car. I probably would not have believed it, to be honest.
It's good to know.
It's just such a pretty name, and she cobbled it together from cars and movie stars. Well, Lana Del Rey's first self-titled album went pretty well, but when she negotiated out of her record contract, she decided to buy back the rights to the album to limit its distribution, so it's very hard to find nowadays. And that kind of enabled her to start very fresh with her next record, her major label debut, Born to Die, which you may have noticed is the one in the title of this episode and the cover photo of this episode and the one that we're talking about today. It came out in January of 2012, and hit singles like Video Games and Born to Die gave Lana a lot of publicity before the record even came out. As far as genre goes, honestly, I don't think we've even come super close to anything like it on the podcast before. It's like I said, it's Baroque pop, and it's cinematic, and it's stringy. It's really rich and full, but really soft and gentle. Some people have called this trip hop as a genre, like, I don't know, trippy hip hop, which is an interesting classification. I think I see trip hop more on a lot of Lana's later work than I do on Born to Die, but I mean, the roots of it are clearly at least still here. Her personal musical influences include Elvis, Britney Spears, and others, and she actually started using her signature low register voice as a way to try and stand out amongst the crowd and do something different, and it stuck. People ate it up and loved it and still love it. And I honestly think there are very few people out there, even now, 12 years on, that are trying to sing like Lana Del Rey. And if they do, it's like an imitation. You know what I mean? Nobody sounds like Lana Del Rey out there, which is cool. Born to Die, another reason I was drawn to it personally, is that the aesthetics and the lyrics also draw really heavily from Americana in the late 1950s and 60s. Really, really interesting to contextualize this album through that lens. It's just kind of the way that it feels and looks and sounds. And I'm a big history nerd, so love that.
You are.
Yeah. Another significant contributor, of course, I mean, as we mentioned with that quote before, is her experience with alcohol. She said, I was a big drinker at the time, even still when she was making Born to Die. She said, I would drink every day. I would drink alone. I thought the whole concept was so cool. A great deal of what I wrote on Born to Die is about these wilderness years. A lot of the time when I write about the person that I love, I feel like I'm writing about New York. And then when I write the thing that I've lost, I feel like I'm writing about alcohol, because that was the first love of my life. Sure, there have been people, but it's really alcohol. So the record's kind of marked by that childhood experience. When Born to Die came out, it was the 5th best-selling record in the world. Over the span of 2 years, it sold over 7 million copies. Last year, in 2023, Born to Die actually became the second album by a woman to be on the Billboard 200 for more than 500 weeks. It never topped the charts, but it peaked at number 2. Critical opinion on Born to Die was a mixed bag. The ones that liked it said it was really distinct and unique. Others called it melodramatic and repetitive. And I guess to a certain extent, personally to me, I think Lana Del Rey is kind of a little bit niche. If you listen to a Lana Del Rey song, she's kind of like a one-trick pony with her sound in most cases. But what sets her apart and makes her an artist that I come back to time and time again is that she's so good at manipulating that one trick in new ways to kind of keep her signature sound fresh and engaging and new.
Sure.
And of course, that's basically a moot point on her second album anyway, because it's all pretty fresh and new. Obviously, over the span of a dozen years, critical opinion has evolved a lot on Born to Die and on Lana as a whole. I think they look back on Born to Die a lot more fondly than they did a decade ago. So that's Born to Die. Afterwards, the brief overview of the rest of her career till now, she put out her 3rd and 4th EPs and her international chart-topping album Ultraviolence in 2014. Honeymoon came out in 2015. She's also put out a ton of singles, probably more than most artists we've talked about over similar windows of time. Then it was Lust for Life in 2017, Norman F. and Rockwell in 2019, which is another of the 3 Lana Del Rey albums I've been able to listen to and score so far. I also really, really enjoyed NFR. But then in 2021 it was Chemtrails Over the Country Club, Blue Banisters. She's just had a lot of very notable albums over the last decade and change. And of course, her most recent, Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard, has one of the longest titles of all of her albums, but it was also, of course, nominated for Album of the Year this year. I think the trick with Tunnel is it takes a lot of creative risks, and I think it is expansive in scope, in a way that Born to Die kind of tries to be, but falls short of, as a more traditional album. I think Born to Die kind of feels like a record, whereas Tunnel feels like an artistic statement, kinda. And if you listen to both, if we end up doing a backtrack, you'll kind of see what I mean. There's a lot more interludes and in-between things. But anyway, that's all I've got about her career and her history. Her awards and accolades, she's earned 46 major awards on 114 nominations. 5 awards come from Australia's ARIA charts, and actually she's got a lot of other international awards to that point. She's huge abroad. In fact, her Born to Die tour was mostly European. She's also got a Global Impact ASCAP Pop Music Award, and she's got the Trailblazer and Visionary Awards from Billboard Women in Music. She's got 2 Brit Awards for International Breakthrough Act and International Female Solo Artist, and she's been nominated for 11 Grammys to date, and she's yet to win.
Dang.
I know. One of these years, maybe she'll get them next year.
That'd be nice.
Or in the year where she next releases an album. I don't know.
I'd rather not do Taylor Swift 3.
Please, anybody but Taylor again. Nothing against her, but like 2 times is enough.
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey has also been involved in some films and released a book of photography and poetry.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's where my exposition ends, and the Mixtaper's speculation begins. Let's get him on out here and play some Factor Spin.
Hey, it's me,
Ooh,
the
he's here
Mixtaper.
Hello, Mixtaper. I'm ready to be lied to.
Maybe this week I'm going to do nothing but tell you the truth.
I mean, it's been a while.
Or maybe That was the first lie.
Uh-oh. Well, I think since you said maybe, that kind of invalidates it from being a lie, because it is true that you might do that.
I'm telling you the truth this week.
Oh,
The whole truth and nothing but it.
you're asserting it, huh?
Or was that the first lie?
Okay, that's better. Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out.
Up first.
That laugh isn't encouraging.
She was the soundtrack to a meme.
The soundtrack to a meme. What an honor.
Yep.
Can I say, I've actually been really looking forward to Facts and Spins about Lana Del Rey.
Really?
I think there's a lot of potential here for some really fun stuff. Yeah, this is like the sweet spot of I know a little bit, but...
Well, I've got some stuff I think is fun.
Okay. Well, first up, soundtrack to a meme.
Do you think this first one's fun?
Yeah, it could be. Depends. What's the meme?
All right, I'm already... Well, oh, okay. Well, which meme do you think would have a good soundtrack to it? A Lana Del Rey inspired soundtrack.
Beats me. I mean...
I'll help narrow it down a little bit for you. It's a meme that was brought from a scene of a movie that she would have been the soundtrack to during the scene.
Oh.
So you're looking for memes generated from movies.
I don't know what movies her music has been featured in.
Name a popular movie theme, a movie generated meme.
I don't even know. I don't know. Movies are like my weak point.
Fair enough.
You shot straight for the chink in my armor.
Are you giving up?
Yes. What's the next fact? No, I'm
It's
just kidding.
It's the Leonardo DiCaprio holding up the glass.
Oh, from The Great Gatsby.
From The Great Gatsby, exactly.
Wow. Oh, that's good.
Which is one I thought maybe you would have seen.
I haven't seen it. Actually, I meant to watch it way, way back when it came out, and I never did, and then it didn't seem worth watching. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. So, I mean, obviously the meme doesn't typically have an audible component.
No.
It's
no.
either in GIF form or static image.
Yeah, but if you were watching the movie that the meme came from,
I would hear Lana Del Rey.
you'd hear Lana Del Rey singing.
What's she singing?
Young and Beautiful.
I actually don't know if I know that song. Is it from one of her albums, or was it like a single for the movie?
It was a song that was included on the soundtrack for the film.
Okay. Oh, I like it. She's like, man, if I were going to just cold hand select the people that I want on the soundtrack of a Great Gatsby movie in 2020 something, or 2010 something, whenever it came out.
2013.
2013? That long?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, Lana Del Rey would be on my short list of people. I think she would make her way into the final round.
The song was quite popular.
How quite popular?
It reached number 1 in the Commonwealth of Independent States, as well as the top 10 in Australia, Hungary, Israel, and Italy.
Do you know what the Commonwealth of Independent States is?
Yeah.
You said that with certainty.
It's Eurasia.
Okay.
I know my geography. To be honest with you, I know my geography because I went to geography class for my doctorate of evil. I thought it was geology, but I got there and it wasn't.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of, geography is just studying one really big rock.
It's true. Never looked at it that way before. You're right. I studied the biggest rock of them all.
Well, the biggest one we have access to on Earth. Anyway.
But no, it peaked at number 22 on the charts for the Billboard Hot 100. It peaked at number 3 on the Hot Rock Songs chart. It was certified 9 times platinum in Australia, 5 times platinum in the US.
Well, I did say she was big internationally.
And then went platinum or double platinum in 7 other countries. She also was nominated for Best Song Written for Visual Media at the 56th Annual Grammy Awards for the song.
Clearly did not win, or I would have mentioned it in the Grammys that she's won.
Yeah. She was also nominated for the Best Song at the 19th Critics' Choice Awards.
Wow, I'm going to have to go listen to it. It sounds like quite a song. Or maybe I'll just go watch the entire Great Gatsby movie and just kill 2 birds with one big stone.
Well, you're assuming any of this is true.
You're right. I am assuming it's true. I think I'm going to lock in fact.
Locking in fact?
Well, I guess I should be clear on the parameters here.
Yeah.
What I'm agreeing to is that the song that she sings, Young and Beautiful, is playing during the shot where he's toasting the glass in The Great Gatsby.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. You're not agreeing to all the stuff I told you about the song.
Well, no.
That would have been real sneaky if I was just like, oh, it was actually the 55th Annual Grammy Award.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm clear that the fact is that specific, and it's not just, yes, she made music that was in the movie. You know, it could be like a credit song for all I know right now.
Oh, fair enough.
But I think, I mean, that scene happens clearly like during a party, right? During a celebration.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Young and Beautiful sounds like a celebratory kind of song. I'm going to roll the dice and say fact. That's what Great Gatsby would want me to do. I see a green light at the end of the dock and it says lock in fact.
This is A spin.
No, Daisy let me down again. Darn it. It's in the movie, but not at that scene, isn't it?
Yeah, Young and the Beautiful is a song by American singer-songwriter Lana Del Rey, used for the soundtrack of the drama film The Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Contemporary music critics lauded the single, calling it haunting and somber.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen in the toast scene.
Oh no, they're doing the bum 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 bum.
Really? It's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Rhapsody in Blue?
Yeah, they're doing Rhapsody in Blue.
Wow. Serves me right for not watching that movie 11 years ago.
Best rap.
Best rap. Not trip hop? Okay. Darn. I knew it was kind of a stretch, but
I know.
it seemed plausible. That was a really good lie. That was a really, really good lie.
Thank you.
It had all the pieces. Everything was there. I was just literally 50-50 on yes, it was in that scene. No, it was somewhere else. I mean, I feel like there's no way it wasn't in the movie.
Oh, yeah, I had a lot of details about it.
Well, that was great. What you got next?
We're going to ramp it up. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think we can now conclusively say that my statement earlier was the first spin of the episode.
Born to spin.
Born to lie instead
Born
of born to
lie.
die.
Oh, shoot. We're going to make that now. Oh, that's good.
Up next, let's see, ramping up.
Yeah, I love a ramp.
Lived in a trailer park while working on her album.
Which album? Born to Die?
No.
Oh.
When she made her first record.
Oh, the self-titled one.
Yep.
Was it out of, like, financial necessity or, like, locational convenience? Why she do it?
Both. Her first record deal was actually for $10,000.
Hmm.
And she took that 10 grand that she got from 5 Points Records and moved into Manhattan Mobile Home in New Jersey and just kind of lived there working on the album.
So where'd she live before that? I mean, I know she's always kind of been around New York City.
I don't know, probably in an apartment or something with people.
That's, okay, reasonable. Jamie Foxx?
Maybe. She said that she didn't want to be a part of mainstream society because she thought it was gross.
Fair.
And was trying to carve out her own piece of the pie in a creative way by living in a trailer park.
So it's not necessarily because she had to or was, like, budget limited.
Well, I mean, with 10 grand, you can probably go live wherever you want, right? I mean, you can stay in a $10,000 a month apartment for 1 month with 10 grand.
That's true. Yeah, but she only stayed there when she was working on her album. Like, she worked on her album somewhere else, right? She didn't record the whole thing in the trailer.
No, she didn't, like, record it in there. She recorded it, I'm sure, at 5 Point Records studio. Mm-hmm. But she did all the creative process, writing stuff from her Manhattan mobile home.
Interesting. What else do I need to know about this?
She's very proud of it. Likes that she started from the bottom.
Now she's here. Yeah.
Said it was like paying her dues.
Okay.
Interesting concept, living in a, like, you don't think of like New York, New Jersey being like a mobile home area.
No, not much. Ooh, this is tough.
But is it true? What's tough about it? Walk me through your thought process.
I can see it. I feel like it could be true. Could it be true about Lana Del Rey? Yeah. Could it be true about someone else? And you apply it to Lana Del Rey to make it a spin. Also, yeah.
That is always a concern.
Uh-huh. But I think, I'm afraid to, but I'm going to say fact again.
He's going fact.
Yeah, I think so.
But he's afraid. A fearful fact.
Yeah, tentatively.
Locking that in?
Yeah, I'll lock it in.
This is a true fact.
Woo,
You don't need to be afraid.
No, nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear. Lana Del Rey is here.
If here is the Manhattan Mobile Home Park.
Yeah. I just thought that was a cool fact about her first album.
That is a cool fact. Yeah. You love a good climb the ladder story. A good start from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah. And we're here is being eaten by a dinosaur.
Okay. I'm going to need a clearer fact title. Lana Del Rey was eaten by a dinosaur? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she was eaten by a dinosaur.
Whoa. Do you think dinosaurs eat human-shaped chicken nuggets?
That'd be pretty cool.
It's only fair. Okay, this is ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
The first place my mind goes, obviously, is Jurassic Park.
No.
And, like, the new movies, Jurassic World, you know, that's...
Oh, there you go. Jurassic World, yeah, that's a completely different park. Not associated
okay,
with
it's the
Jurassic Park.
same universe.
No, different park.
Well, she was obviously not around for the Jurassic Park, not at Dinosaur.
The lawyers of Jurassic World would like me to reiterate that Jurassic World is not affiliated in any way with the catastrophes that took place at Jurassic Park.
Oh, I thought you were being serious for a minute. I've never seen anything but the first Jurassic Park movie.
I know. We need to watch the rest of them so you can get to Jurassic World, because Jurassic World is what you thought Jurassic Park was gonna be.
Yeah, the stakes in Jurassic Park were shockingly low. For as much as everyone talks it up, there were like 6 people in the park and it was closed and generally pretty safe. They just made silly decisions.
There was a bunch of kids.
I thought it was going to be a dinosaur rampage movie. I thought they were all going to get Lana Del Rey. And by that I mean eaten by dinosaurs. So she's what, an extra in Jurassic World? A non-extra in Jurassic World?
She's actually in Jurassic World 3, Jurassic World Dominion.
Ooh, when did that come out?
2022.
Okay, is that the most recent Jurassic World?
Sure is.
Is she in it as a character or like herself?
Character.
Okay. Why come Chris Pratt doesn't save her? Like, what's he doing? Where's he?
Well, she's like, I guess, working for the bad guys.
Oh, she's like a henchman.
Well, not so much a henchman, a scientist.
Oh, okay. She's a scientist who tries to play God with dinosaurs and wakes one up that shouldn't be?
Well, the dinosaurs, so there's like I don't want to spoil the plot too much in case you ever do watch them.
Well, then you brought the wrong fact.
But basically, the place that the dinosaurs are that are being monitored and tested on by the bad guys and the scientists.
Lana Del Rey.
Yeah. You know, poor decisions are made, much like in Jurassic Park. And the dinosaurs escaped containment and are kind of going all rampagey throughout the facility, right?
Look, I feel like what you've described so far is the beginning to the plot of every single Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, pretty much. They keep making these dang parks and the dinosaurs keep getting out. You'd think they'd learn their lesson.
I mean, one time should be enough to learn, but no.
But anyway, unfortunately, Lana Del Rey's scientist character was a little distracted to notice a dinosaur loose.
Ooh, what's she distracted by?
Listening to music with her headphones in.
Oh, okay. Classic. That's a trope, almost.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know they've escaped and can't hear them, and so she gets eaten.
Exactly.
What kind of dinosaur?
Oh, man, now you're going to make me... First, I got to look it up. Listen, every 5-year-old boy is devastated right now that I don't just know the answer off the top of my head. You know,
I feel like there was a point in your life where you probably would have known.
I know. I kind of know it, but I know I'm going to miss several syllables if I try to just do it off of memory. It's Dilophosaurus.
I'm going to just have to blindly believe that.
Fair enough.
I have no frame of reference for what that one even looks like. Anyway, how much screen time does she have in the movie?
Pretty much just that one scene. There's one scene that I found a clip of her. She may show up in the background of other scenes that show the scientist.
But mostly like a quick cameo for all the fans to go, oh, it's Lana.
Yeah, I only watched the movie one time in theaters myself. But yeah, she actually got the role because she's friends with Laura Dern.
Oh, I don't know who that is, but I'm assuming it's someone involved with this movie.
Yes, you do. You absolutely know who Laura Dern is.
Don't tell me who I know.
I'm going to show you a picture of her, and there's going to be a reference you make immediately. One of 2 references you're going to make immediately, I guess I should say.
Well, she kind of looks familiar.
Well, she's the female lead in the original Jurassic Park. So you saw her in that.
I kind of assumed that, but it's been a long, long time.
She also plays the pink-haired lady who sacrificed herself at the end of Star Wars Episode 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, and she's also the one that plays the teenager in that thing we watched sophomore year with the what's it called? What was the stupid joke we always made where he did the weird thing in the car with his shoulders?
Oh, yeah, I know the one. Arnold Friend.
Arnold Friend, yeah, Friending. She was, yeah.
Oh, what was that called? It's just a short story.
Yeah. And then there's a movie, there's a little short film made about it.
Well, the problem is the short film had a different title than the story.
Yeah, but she plays the main character in that.
Where are you going? Where have you been?
Yeah.
But Smooth Talk is the name of the movie.
Smooth Talk, yes, that's exactly it.
Ridiculous. Anyway, what a flashback. Yeah, I did not immediately recognize her from those things, but you're correct.
Anyway, they're friends, and so Jurassic World Dominion got the original trio back together, and Laura Dern helped get her the part.
Get her the cameo part?
Yeah.
I think this is a spin. I think this is a spin. We have a suspicious amount of history with Jurassic Park here.
We do.
Spinny is based off of Jurassic Park. We have a whole bunch of merch that's Find Your Inner Goldblum, like Jeff Goldblum, Life Finds a Way.
Yep.
And so I'm a little leery of anything from Jurassic Park.
That's fair. Since you're already leaning spin, I got one more detail for you. I'll go ahead and give you.
Okay.
Can't make it any more of a spin. The song she's listening to in the headphones when she dies is her own song.
That's suspicious, but very funny.
I know. Yeah. I knew it would be, and so that's why I wasn't going to give you that unless you specifically asked for it, because I knew it would lead you to believe Spin. Just instantly, like, all the alarm bells would be going off if I told you she was listening to her own song.
That's kind of true.
Everything else would have become white noise.
See, now what that does, though, is it makes me wonder why you just said that.
Well, I'm going to need an answer.
It seems like you said that because you wanted me to change it to true. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to say it's a spin.
You're not going to try to play the head games?
No.
I like it when you play the head games. What's your head games?
It could be anybody that gets eaten by a dinosaur. It doesn't have to be Lana.
Doesn't have to be.
Although, that's pretty cool. And I do kind of hope this is true. And in 5 movies, when we finally get to Jurassic World 3, I can't wait to see it.
So is that official lock-in of Spin?
Absolutely
All right.
not.
This is... Wait, I heard that not.
I'm just kidding.
No, I heard that not. Are you saying...
I'm going to lock in Spin.
All right, I need an official lock-in. We're not going down that road again.
You said, is that an official lock-in? And I said, absolutely not. And then I officially locked in Spin.
All right. This is a Spin. Yeah.
Ooh, wow, that was close. That one was, I really was not so sure about it.
Yeah, I actually don't even know if Laura Dern and Lana Del Rey are really friends. I just found a Reddit post that was on the r/Lana Del Rey subreddit that was Lana with Laura Dern of Twin Peaks / Jurassic Park and Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam hanging out at the Ohana Fest.
Oh, so they don't really have any connection. She doesn't have any ties to Jurassic World.
Nope.
What kind of dinosaur did you pick out?
It's the one that gets Nedry in the first film, the one with the that spits the gunk at him and like has like the one that gets in his car with him and eats him.
Okay, I wondered just why you picked that one then. If it was a spin, that's cool.
It's the first one that came to mind.
Clever mixtaper, but I'm cleverer.
All right, well that brings us to our final ramp.
The final ramp, is this the one that got you so giggly at the start?
Yeah, because I realized there was a better title than what I had.
Uh-oh.
We're bringing back an oldie but goodie. I don't know how old or how good it was, but it's a returner.
Really?
She made Daniel Craig cry.
She made Daniel Craig cry? This was true about Adele. No one is recent.
Yeah.
Fairly, that was episode 143, and she really did make James Bond cry. So there was no indication that this was going to return.
Yeah. I didn't really think about this one returning until right as we started Factor Spin, and I realized that was a way better title.
What did she do that made James Bond cry? Not necessarily as James Bond.
Well, maybe more accurately, I should say she may make Daniel Craig cry.
Like in the future?
Or maybe has made Daniel Craig cry.
Okay.
There's a lot up in the air about it. You know me, as a dastard, I keep my mixtaper ears on the underground rumor mills of the internet.
Okay.
My mixtaper ears are like normal ears, but they're wearing a mask.
Okay.
And the underground scene, the rumor mills of the internet, are pretty convinced of an interesting tidbit.
What are the rumor mills convinced of?
They're pretty certain Lana Del Rey may sing the next 007 theme tune.
Oh, wow. That's big.
Which is, what Adele did.
To make Daniel Craig cry. Yeah, when he heard Skyfall.
Yeah.
So she might be next in line. But Daniel Craig's not James Bond anymore, right?
No, but, the fact that he didn't get to...
Maybe that's why he's going to cry.
Exactly. You're picking up what the mixtaper is putting down.
Okay.
The fact that he didn't get to be in a James Bond film with the Lana Del Rey song.
Could make him cry.
That might bring him to tears.
So she hasn't made him cry in the past, and she might not directly make him cry in the future. He'll just be sad about not being James Bond.
Yeah, she might not even be doing this song.
That's true. She might not even. You're right.
You heard it here first, maybe, on the Spin It podcast. There's a chance Lana Del Rey is doing the next tune.
Awesome.
It was revealed, I guess. I don't know how big into the Bond universe you are.
Again, I've never seen a single James Bond movie.
You
have, for the third time in this Factor Spin, gone straight for feature films that I have not seen.
Yeah. It's another very big rumor that actor Aaron Taylor Johnson has been tapped to be the next famous British super spy.
Uh-huh.
And then after that rumor dropped, basically like within days of that spreading, he went and followed Lana Del Rey on Instagram.
Oh, so the potential next James Bond follows Lana Del Rey on Instagram. Is that the only evidence we've got?
Yeah, but within days of the rumor.
Well, Adele told us that the rumor has it. When's this movie slated to be made?
Oh, no idea.
So we don't know anything about it. Title, we don't know that she's going to do it.
No, I'm not too
Just
into
the
the
internet
Bond
rumor.
universe now. Yeah, just there's an internet rumor. If it turns out to be true, now we can say we knew about it before it was announced. We were there. We were on top of the breaking news before it even broke.
That's true. But that just feels like we made it up. Feels like we're making the news instead of...
Yeah, well, we didn't make it up. We didn't make it
We
up.
stole it from people who maybe made it up.
We're just perpetuating potentially false fake news.
Okay, sure. I think this is suspicious. I mean, cinematic is a word we've used to describe her music a lot.
We have?
I've used to describe her music a lot anyway. And you've gone for 3 movies. This fact is a recent one, but it was true. And that is all kinds of messy, because obviously if it's true about Adele, you just found it about Adele, and Skyfall's a great song. Would you say this so close to Adele to make me think there's no way he would do it so quickly twice in succession?
Just playing the head games again. Let's see where he lands.
Well, it sounds like if you change the title, Adele might not have even been on your mind when you found this.
Maybe.
I'm going to have to say it's still a spin, though.
Still a spin?
Internet rumors are tough because all it takes is like one forum post to just take it and run with it, and then anything could be anything. That's the same thing that I thought about Florence and the Machine in her throat. But like, all it takes is one. So it's tough, but I think it's still a spin. Just because it was so specifically exactly what happened to Adele very recently. I don't know. But she'd be a great choice for a Bond theme.
This is a true fact.
Darn it. Oh, man.
This rumor exists.
You can't say that because we just started it now.
No, this rumor exists. Here's the article about it. I found it while looking for video games that had Lana Del Rey's music in it, because she has that super popular song called Video Games.
As she does.
And a bunch of articles popped up from The Sun, Express, East Bay Times, National World. It's a bunch of different articles that are like, hey, a lot of fans think Lana Del Rey might be the next Bond theme singer.
Oh, man. Sneaky. That was clever. And I'm annoyed. I was so close to a win.
Other people who have done Bond themes, we've never really talked about this.
No, ironically, because it came up specifically.
If she did it, she would be joining a star-studded list. 1971, Diamonds Are Forever was done by Shirley Bassey. Shirley Bassey. Live and Let Die, 1973, was done by Paul McCartney and the Wings.
Live and Let Die is a great song.
1985's A View to a Kill, done by Duran Duran.
Weird choice, that one. Okay.
1987, well, this is the 80s.
Yes.
1987, The Living Daylights was done by Aha.
One hit wonder, aha. So clearly we know how that one went.
1995's Goldeneye, done by Tina Turner.
Yes, I think I did know that one.
Tomorrow Never Dies in 1997, done by Sheryl Crow.
Very 90s pick.
2002, Die Another Day, done by Madonna.
In 2002? Good grief.
2008's Another Way to Die, done by Alicia Keys and Jack White.
That's a good combo.
And of course, Skyfall, done in 2012 by Adele.
Is that the last James Bond movie to come out?
No, it's
There have
not.
been others.
No, just those were all the names worth mentioning that I at least recognized. There's others.
Got it.
I mean, that's kind of a staple thing of every Bond film, is having a Bond theme song
Right.
written by somebody famous.
Well, it's another 50-50.
Another 50-50.
As usual. I really felt like this was going to be my week to get another point back.
I've been doing good this season.
You have been tearing it up.
It feels like we've hit a good stride in Factor Spin, where we finally balanced out. There, the first season, at the beginning of Factor Spin, I was getting stuff past you left or right. You weren't calibrated for me yet.
No.
Then you got too good, where like I couldn't get anything past you. It was just, I was lucky to get one every week.
We had some streaks.
Then we hit our stride where it was just nothing but 50-50s over and over.
Yeah.
And now we've hit this nice little patch where it's 50-50 or a 3-1 split my way usually.
Nice for you.
Yeah.
This was fun. Couple movie-based facts. I'm for it.
Yeah, I didn't really mean for that to happen. I didn't really notice it until you pointed it out. But yeah, we did kind of go movie. We went 3 out of 4 for movies.
Yeah, and the other one was a trailer, which, I mean, movie stars live in trailers.
Oh!
Should have started with that one. So we did the trailer and then had the movies.
Yeah, should have.
Well, live and learn.
I didn't want to start with my true fact and then have the rest be spins.
Well, the last one was a fact.
I feel like a lot of the times, though, I start with a true fact. Usually they're the least rampy to start with a true fact.
The last time you started with a true fact against me was Wiz Khalifa, episode 137.
Yeah, see? So recent.
It's been 11 episodes.
All right, well, I'm going to get off of here and go start preparing another dastardly round of Factor Spin.
I'm stoked. I can't wait to see what you got going.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Connor.
I'm back.
You sure are. That was a close one.
It was close. You almost got a victory for the hosts.
Yeah, but I didn't.
And you didn't. Once again, failing me.
I'm doing my best-ish.
I mean, I bring in so many points for the team.
Yeah, the ratio.
And I know that makes you so happy when I bring in all those points.
I do. I love it. Well,
Let's
talk about the album art on Born to Die.
it's Lana Del Rey.
It's Lana Del Rey.
At the beach. Or at a pool.
No, I don't think it's a beach or a pool.
What is it?
It's her standing in front of a blue vehicle. There's trees in the back. There's like wooden siding or a fence behind her.
A blue vehicle?
Yeah, it's like a truck.
What?
Yeah,
No.
absolutely.
Look at the way it like ripples.
What are you talking about? That's the window on a truck.
What am I looking at? Am I looking at the wrong... What am I looking at?
You look at the album cover of Born to Die?
Yeah, I think I am.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced either now.
It looks like her standing in front of a truck.
Oh, that is different. Hang on. Okay, so on Spotify, I clicked on Born to Die, the Paradise Edition,
Oh,
which is what I was describing.
no. Yeah, no.
That was not correct.
It took us a weirdly long time to realize we're talking about two very different images, but
Well, you didn't correct me about the trees.
there are trees. I didn't correct you because it was equally true.
Oh boy, hang on, let me get to the right one. Much better.
Yeah, blue sky, fence, blue vehicle,
Yes.
trees. Wow.
Do you see the one that I was looking at though?
Yeah, I know the one.
Way cooler album art.
Yeah, it does look a lot different. The cover photo here, though, the real one, was shot by Nicole Nodland in Carpenter's Park, a suburb in Hertfordshire, England, which I think it's really ironic that they went to England to capture the Americana aesthetic of the album cover.
Yeah.
But hey, what are you going to do? People recognized the album cover as appropriately ominous. And they also really love the font. It's called Steelfish, if you're curious.
Ooh, doesn't look very fishy.
It doesn't, but it does look ominous. I mean, it's imposing.
Is it the font?
The camera angle, the stare and the glare.
Oh, okay, the whole thing.
Yeah,
sure.
all of it
I was
just
like, the
feels-
font doesn't look that.
The font contributes to the ominous atmosphere.
I guess. I was like, if I just saw that font on a piece of paper, I wouldn't call it ominous.
Well, it's in all caps, too. It's yelling at you. Also, Complex ranked Born to Die number 8 on their list of the 50 best pop album covers of the last 5 years in 2013. So it encompasses 2008 to 2013. But number 8 in that time frame. I think it's a great cover for this album. Great way to kick off her career. Well, as a second album. You know what I mean? The second album, which was kind of the first album, because she stopped distributing the first album. It's a great way to re-kick off her career. And musically, the way she kicks off her career is with Born to Die, a title track right off the bat.
Title track.
It was also the album's second single. You hit play, and right away, I mean, it just sweeps you away in that giant wave of strings. And it tells you what you're in for right away.
It really does.
Born to Die, the track, got pretty positive reception. People especially like the cinematic arrangement and the style of it. And it's apparently a prime example of the trip hop that she's known for.
This was the song I was going to say she was listening to. Or this was the song the Mixtaper was going to say she was listening to in the Jurassic World universe.
Oh, like because she was born to die, because she died to a...
Uh-huh.
That's ridiculous. That would have totally made me say Spin even harder.
Yeah, I know, but the Mixtaper couldn't resist using that song.
I know. Born to Die also vocally samples the song Long Red from Leslie West's 1969 record called Mountain.
Yeah.
Billboard actually included Born to Die as a song that defined the 2010s at the end of 2019. It was part of what they called a sonic shift that completely changed the pop landscape.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think about it? You hit play. What's the vibe?
Ominous. Cinematic.
Yeah.
It's very all-encompassing.
Okay.
It uses every bit of its space.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to hide.
No. Are you just being a parrot?
What?
It sounds like you're just saying things I've already said.
You said the space thing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I just feel like you shouldn't be accusing me of being a parrot if you don't know I'm parroting.
I think that, yeah, it's just there are a lot of similar adjectives you can use to describe all of her music, which is what I'm saying. Like, all of it kind of has that same style, same vibe, and it's very unique, but very uniform.
I like the bigness of the instruments for the chorus.
Yeah. Oh, that's huge. It is. It's a very bleak, dark, apocalyptic kind of song. Lana says lyrically, it pays homage to true love and a tribute to living life on the wild side. In the music video, which you'll get the sense of this a lot as we move through, she makes a lot of dark music videos. She plays a character who dies in the music video, just to give you an idea of the tone.
What? In a song called Born to Die, the character dies?
I know. And it's just like Jurassic Park. You know, it would have been totally believable. I don't know why I didn't believe it, knowing that she, like, dies in so many of her music videos. But I don't know. It sounds pretty intense, thematically and visually. Not a happy song to start off what's not a happy album. She said, for Born to Die, I wrote a treatment for it called The Lonely Queen, so that I would be in a setting that represented heaven, sort of like a remote castle in Romania, walking through the halls flanked by tigers, and then she'd be flashing back to times in the arms of her love. And she said, I love that video, I really do. It turned out beautifully, and I spent a lot of time thinking about where I wanted it to go. The answer? Heaven in a Romanian castle with tigers. Born to Die is good, but I always think of it just as an intro track to this album.
Yeah, it's like the intro credits to the movie.
Yeah, it's a cornerstone kind of song. Like, the album needs it, but it needs the album more, you know? I think it's a part of this collection. Whereas other songs feel like they stand alone a little better, including Off to the Races.
Haven't been to the pigeon races in a long time.
No, not the pigeon races. Oh, but imagine if that's what this is about.
The racehorses of the sky.
Yeah. Off to the Races made the leap from her self-titled debut. She put it here as well. It peaked at number 22 on the Alternative Digital Songs chart. It's gone platinum. Critics kind of panned it. They said it lacked personality and called it a freak show of inappropriate codependency, which is an absurd take. Lacks personality? Off to the Races is one of the most personality-full songs on this album. There's all those dissonant overdubs of the vocal, right? It's almost hard to listen to because she just kind of casually speaks at a different pitch over her vocal on the verses. It's really interesting. But while I can criticize their complaints about a lack of personality, I can't say anything against a freak show of inappropriate codependency. It's about a toxic kind of relationship with an older man, sugar daddy kind of style. It ends up Bonnie and Clyde-ish, and she was actually inspired by Vladimir Nabokov's infamous book Lolita when she wrote Off to the Races. So all the ingredients are there for something freaky. I don't know, what'd you think? I tend to like Off to the Races better than Born to Die, or at least find it more memorable.
No, I actually disagree. Well, I think I like the song Off to the Races better, but I think I liked the vibe of Born to Die. It had a cool vibe to it.
It was the more cinematic of the tracks. Off to the Races has way more weight to it and way more like push of downbeats and yeah, Born to Die is a lot richer, floatier. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I also love the drums. You know, the drums on Off to the Races are really where I hear that trip hop idea kind of the clearest. They're easy to miss with everything else that's going on, but they go hard. What'd you think about Blue Jeans, track 3 and the third single?
I'm not a big jeans guy myself.
Really? I am. I wear jeans all the time.
I know. I'm actually I'm a khakis guy usually.
Okay, well this song is not about khakis.
Honestly, if I had to pick, I'm a dress pants guy.
Oh, interesting.
If it wasn't for how expensive dress pants, I think dress pants are some of the most comfortable forms of pants. The problem is they're so expensive and they're so nice and they're so easily like messed up. I can't wear them very often.
Well, the problem is they have to go with dress attire otherwise, and that's some of the least comfortable kinds of other clothes.
Not necessarily.
Totally.
If I could lounge around my apartment wearing dress pants and like sleep in dress pants instead of like pajama bottoms.
What?
Or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know, it's just like they're so comfortable. Dress pants are very comfortable.
So you just need like cheap beater dress pants that you can just wear?
Well, yeah, but those ones probably wouldn't be as comfortable. But yes.
Okay.
Like, I don't want like a cheapo, crappy pair of dress pants, you know, because those ones aren't going to be as good. But like if I could get the feel of a good dress pant for like the price of sweatpants, I'd wear nothing but dress pants.
So noted. But blue jeans are just right out, huh?
I probably haven't worn a pair of jeans 6 years, if not longer.
Wow. Huh. That's such a foreign concept to me.
I could not tell you the last time I wore jeans.
It's been less than 24 hours for me.
I want to say it would have been in college.
Huh.
I used to be a jeans guy back in high school, but grew out of them.
Yeah. Well, this song is not about any of that. Blue jeans, apparently...
Oh, yeah, sorry. You just asked what I thought about the song.
Yeah, I asked what you thought about the song, not just blue jeans totally in general. but now we know.
That derailed us.
Well, the song was big. It cracked the top 10 in Belgium, Israel, and Poland, an eclectic mix of countries. It also got some prominent remixes and another provocative music video. In fact, Blue Jeans got 3 music videos. One was like a clip montage, one was like a live show capture, right, performance footage, and one was an official, like, shot and directed music video. The song is not about blue jeans, or I guess if it is, they're kind of more of a metaphor for this James Dean-esque ex, a bad boy who's exciting but leaves her high and dry at the end of the day because of his wild lifestyle that she can't or doesn't want to keep up with. She said, "It's not my fault that love went bad. I met this person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. We were both clean and sober. We lived together, and then he started getting into trouble and he had to leave. There's a lot of facets to my life. They don't all seem like they would come together. It's been a strange ride." And that's Blue Jeans. That's what it's about.
I liked Blue Jeans.
I think I would stake a claim that Blue Jeans is my least favorite song on the album.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
We have opposite opinions about Blue Jeans. I don't like Blue Jeans in real life, like the song. You love Blue Jeans in real life, don't like the song.
Don't like the song. Yeah, so you like the song then. Where would it rank for you, I guess? Like, compared to, I guess, to what at least we know so far.
If I had to, like, rank the entire album, there's a good chance it ends up in the bottom half still. But I still like the song.
Okay.
But thinking about what else we have here on the list, it's probably going towards the bottom.
Well, like it or not, just say you'll remember. Actually, I think remembering is part of the problem. Blue Jeans is one of the only songs on this album I did not decide to put on my playlists at the time I listened to it.
Dang.
Yeah, I know, I gave it the axe. I had to be a little selective, because I think actually the rest of them did make it.
Yeah, apparently not. You picked 11.
Yeah.
At that point, why not just take the whole thing?
Because I didn't like Blue Jeans as much. Blue Jeans feels like we've strayed even farther from the vibes of Born to Die.
Yeah.
I think it's the farthest we go yet. Video Games, though. Track 4. Video Games brings us back kind of to the more light, floaty, cinematic style of Born to Die, but with a little more lyrical oomph, I guess. What do you think about Video Games? Not talking about video games conceptually like electronic entertainment product.
Oh, I'm about to say I love video games.
No, I'm talking about Video Games, the song, the Lana Del Rey song from this album.
Oh. Yeah, it felt more like the beginning of the album. I mean, we're not too far out of the beginning of the album.
No, but it's good to keep us coming back, though. I think she does a good job at expanding that radius of the sounds that we're comfortable with that she's introducing and then bringing us back in to keep us kind of focused on the style.
It has that big, full sound to its instrumentals. It's a pure ballad.
Yes, it is.
You know how I feel about ballads?
I do. Yeah, I do. It was the debut single from the album. First came out in May of 2011.
And it was like super popular before the rest of the album even hit.
Absolutely. Big critical success. It was actually nominated for a lot of Best New Music type awards on its release. It debuted at number 91 on the Hot 100 and spent 18 weeks on the Adult Alternative Airplay chart. And as far as like pure ballad kind of vibes go, Video Games has been described as an ode to being ignored and the exquisite pain of clutching at an illusion of happiness. Like, yikes. That's intense. It's about a partner of hers who just plays video games and kind of makes her take a backseat role in his life, even though she's still begging for his attention anyway, despite all the ways that he's kind of spurning her advances, I guess. She still asks and comes back, even though it's not great. She said the verse was about the way things were with one person, and the chorus was the way I wished things had really been with another person who I thought about for a long time. It's a song about letting go of my musical ambitions and settling down into a simple life with a person I loved. She said, I know it's a beautiful song and I sing it really low, which might set it apart. I played it for a lot of people in the industry when I first wrote it and no one responded. It's like a lot of things that have happened in my life during the last 7 years. Another personal milestone. She called it myself in song form. I think instrumentally, it's one of the best on the album.
Yeah, I agree.
Just with the strings and the pluckiness and the, like, it's just so light. I like it. And then she kind of thrusts us right back into the throes of trip hop with Diet Mountain Dew. Probably the trip hoppiest on this album, I think.
It's probably a contender for my least favorite song.
Diet Mountain Dew? Really?
Yeah,
We are opposites. This is one of my favorites.
Really?
I guess it does get a little bit repetitive, but
Yeah, and I just don't like this side to her sound. I prefer the fuller, instrumental. I don't know. This was too poppy for me.
Okay, I guess I get that.
And I didn't like the lyrical structure.
It's the drums again, isn't it?
No, it was more the drums were whatever. I mean, they add to the full pop vibe. But I just like the lyrical cadence. I didn't like the lyrical structure. I didn't really care for a lot of the lyrics themselves.
Whoa.
I don't like Diet Mountain Dew.
I don't think I've ever had Diet Mountain Dew.
No, because it sucks. There's no need to.
Maybe that's kind of the point.
I mean, Diet Mountain Dew, baby, New York City. Can we hit it now? Low and down and gritty. Just whatever.
Okay.
You can do better. You've done better.
It's just a summer song about youth and young love. You're no good for me, but baby, I want you. I guess like Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I guess. But Diet Mountain Dew theoretically would be better than regular Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but I don't know, worse than water. I do really like it. I think it's fun.
Never was there ever a girl so pretty. Like, that's contrived.
That's not contrived. That one's great.
No, you purposely made a confusing sentence structure in order to get it to fit the rhythm you wanted it to fit.
No, I think it's reminiscent of like a fairy tale. Never have I ever, never was there ever. You know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah, name a fairy tale that does that. Go ahead.
All of the old like Brothers Grimm ones.
Happily Ever After is the closest you get. Yeah, and it is very repetitive.
It is. That's definitely the biggest thing I thought you'd have a complaint with for it.
But no, I have other complaints.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But it's been certified gold, so it's immune to your complaints.
Well, that's not how that works. I would say if you notice it's less popular than video games or Born to Die, and barely more popular than Blue Jeans.
Well, I didn't say it was like the most popular. Well, I like Diet Mountain Dew. I think it is about as trip-hop poppy as we get on the album. National Anthem kind of feels like a good middle ground, though. We move from as poppy as it gets to, a step back a little bit. It's the ebb and the flow of things. National Anthem is neither as empty and sparse as video games, nor as aggressive as Diet Mountain Dew.
I think you're right. It's a good blend, right? Because the verses are more reminiscent of the Diet Mountain Dew, very fast, syncopated vocals. But then that chorus is the big ensemble-y, slowed down song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Tis the mix. National Anthem has gone platinum in the U.S. and peaked at number 37 on the Rock Songs chart.
Hey, if there's one thing the U.S. loves, it's a good national anthem.
That's true. Side note, also, Lana's on a lot of different charts with this album. It's weird. She's on rock with this one.
Yeah.
The other one was on like pop and adult contemporary alternative. You know what I mean? She's on pop charts. She
has a very diverse sound.
Yeah, all over the place. In not a bad way, I guess.
And, well, yeah, for some people it could be. I could see for some people having a hard time. I could see her being very popular with people like me who are singles listeners, who are going to find the songs of hers that fit their style.
Yes.
And kind of ignore the rest.
Right. Well, and that's the thing about it.
I think somebody who is like me might struggle to make it through a whole album because of how diverse from track to track she can go.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the core of what I was talking about earlier when I say she definitely has a sound. All of these songs have a Lana Del Rey sound, but she uses that sound and leverages it in such different ways from track to track that it never seems the same thing twice. It echoes, but it never repeats. But yeah, National Anthem's gone platinum. This music video, again, a lot of music videos. This one takes it in a patriotic direction. She plays both Marilyn Monroe and Jackie Kennedy, while A$AP Rocky plays JFK. So she gets to do the weird happy birthday Mr. President thing, and then she also recreates a lot of the Kennedys' home footage, including actually the infamous Zapruder film of his assassination.
Whoa.
Which is a wild one. I haven't seen the music video, and maybe I should watch it as a history nerd, but it must have been pretty good. Billboard named it one of the best videos of the 2010s and the 11th best of the decade. The song, much like the video, is about an affair, or at the very least, a woman who loves two men. She said, "I've been with this guy off and on for a long time. I remember thinking at the time it was just heaven. It's funny all the songs are about the same thing, going away with the one you love and then coming back home. In having relationships," she says, "you're able to explore the other sides of yourself." I like National Anthem. It's very like sing-songy a little bit.
I didn't like it as much though as Dark Paradise.
Really? Oh, first I gotta get your opinions. Which National Anthem do you think is better? This one or the Radiohead one, or the Francis Scott Key one. We've never talked about it on the podcast, but...
Francis Scott Key, come on.
Okay, well, yeah, after him, though. Does Radiohead's national anthem somehow win this battle?
Oh, okay, but the Radiohead has that stupid annoying beat. Yeah. So if I had to tell you which one would probably be more memorable, I'd have to give it to Radiohead.
Yeah.
But in terms of ones I like better, it's probably this one because it doesn't have all that weird sound effect stuff added to it that the Radiohead one does.
Yeah. I figured it'd be a long shot, but I had to ask.
I do think if we were just basing it off of the best hook, it would go to Radiohead for the bum 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 bum.
Yeah, love it.
That's good.
Well, Dark Paradise is up next. It was not a single in the US, but ended up being one abroad in Germany and Switzerland. This one they did scrap the planned music video, though. And it still went platinum in the US, despite never charting. So this one's like a slow burn, Dark Paradise.
It burned me fast.
Really? In a good way?
Every time I close my eyes.
It's like a dark paradise. Yeah, good. I think that sounds good then. Sounds positive. I think it's a step further away from the national anthem, back towards video games.
Yeah.
It's just rise and fall and rise and fall. Billboard said that Dark Paradise was reminiscent of late 80s Madonna.
Oh.
I can hear it, actually. As for the strings on Dark Paradise, Lana said it's amazing because I met Emil Haney first, who started kind of fattening up the mood of the songs with really heavy beats. And then he introduced me to Larry Gold, who's been like a famous string composer in classical music for the past 30 years. And his strings just really brought this song to life. Made it sound really gorgeous, and it's one of my favorite choruses too.
It's good.
It is really good, and the strings are excellent throughout the album, not just on Dark Paradise. And if it takes you till Dark Paradise to notice it, you haven't been paying enough attention.
Shame on you.
But they're still great here. It's about another hard-living bad boy partner, or maybe the same one. It's just, that's what the song's about. Apparently, the subject of the song passed away a little while before the song came out. Critics of the album also kind of mentioned getting listener fatigue by the time we got to track 7, the halfway point roughly of the album. And honestly, I kind of can't blame them. I don't know. I'm a mixed bag on this. There are days when I listen to it and I get fatigued by this point, but there are days when I'm not even like half done yet by the time I get to Dark Paradise. It's mood based for me, I think. But another one of my favorites on the album, and probably so another one of your least favorites, if the trend holds, is Radio. Also sometimes referred to as Cinnamon, for obvious reasons, because she talks about cinnamon a lot.
This one was okay. This is a mid-tier song.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
For me, this is what's going to blow your mind.
Whoa.
For me, this goes around the same area of the album as Blue Jeans.
That's wild. You're right. That does blow my mind. Just listening to the first 15 seconds of this song.
In terms of how much I like it. Not like in terms of the sound.
Wow.
Not like in terms of like the sound necessarily, but like in terms of where I would rank it on the album. Those two would be near one another.
That's wild. I like Radio a lot. I love that chorus. Except I'll admit it, I'll come right out and say I hate the way she pronounces vitamin.
I don't even know if I noticed.
She says vitamin.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised by that, actually.
I mean, she does it because it has to rhyme with cinnamon and living in, but still.
And venom and stuff like that.
Yeah, and maybe that's a British thing.
I was going to say that also could totally be how like British people pronounce it.
Right. I like the contrast between the chorus and the verse on Radio. How the chorus kind of is scaled back and quiet, but there's like a droning kind of synth in the background. And then when we hit that chorus, it's almost like her voice changes to someone else singing all together. She's got such like range. And it's not even like range in terms of notes, but just range in terms of the way that her voice expresses itself is so different between the verse and the chorus. I love that. She did talk about Radio. I found a lot of Lana Del Rey quotes when I was doing some research, which I love because I love learning what they think about stuff and how artists, just how they write their songs. She said, people always said, well, people come out of the woodwork and change their mind about you. They'll start to like you because you're on the radio. And it's true, but I don't mind because I'd rather have people be nice to me, so I liked it. I don't really care why people are nice to me. I just like when it's easier. And that's kind of what Radio is all about. Suddenly she's sugar sweet like cinnamon because she's on the radio and everyone like respects that and is excited by it and treats her differently because of it.
Yeah, I like that vocal run too. The now my life is sweet like cinnamon.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's going to grow on you.
That's already grown on me. I like that line.
It's going to grow more.
I'll spray it with weed killer.
Yeah. I think Radio is probably one of the rare streaks of light on this kind of dark and dismal album. It's happy. All these other songs are about like people who have left or hurt or relationships that have ended or like alcoholism and stuff. Radio is a song that's like, I mean, maybe a little bit rooted in that stuff with people judging you and, you know, just really deeply caring about perception. But at least it's happy sounding and sugar sweet like cinnamon and stuff. And then we kind of delve back into the depths in Carmen, one of the album's maybe darkest moments. Carmen is a song about a young kid who's dealing with substance abuse, so obviously a lot of it is drawn from her own personal experiences with alcohol, and it's another song that's inspired roughly by her reading of Nabokov. She actually said Carmen is a song I can't say too much about because it's so close to my heart. It's the song on the record I relate to the most closely. It's set partly in Coney Island, a place that's been important to me throughout my New York career.
What do you think of Carmen?
What did you think of it?
Jury's out.
Jury's out. Why?
Well, I felt like, you know, she's done some interesting rhymes on this album so far.
She has. She's kind of got a really interesting way with lyrics.
Yeah, and for the most part, they've been okay. I had the one contrived thing I didn't care for.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you kind of pointed out that vitamin, the rhyme with cinnamon, was a bit weak, but passable.
Not really, but yeah.
This one, though, I can't decide if it is clever or lazy, some of the rhymes. The rhymes coupled with the syncopation that they're given to us in feels lazy at times.
Really? I think it's the most comprehensive.
Carmen, staying up till morning. I mean, I don't know.
That's picky. I feel like it's the most complex rhyme scheme on the album in a lot of ways.
I don't know. Just all the different things she uses to rhyme with Carmen. She just cuts the G off of a bunch of words. Mornin, alarmin.
Well, so? I don't have a problem with that. It rhymes.
It rhymes, but it doesn't necessarily feel... It felt like she could have done better. It feels half-baked at times.
Really? That's the last thing I would call this song.
I'm not calling the whole song that. I'm just specifically calling out the Carmen rhymes.
I don't know. I'm still on completely the opposite side where I feel like this is the most thoroughly constructed song on the album, lyrically.
The instruments aren't doing anything too exciting. They're just going,
No, because it's a lyric song.
Yeah, but then the lyrics are just going, Carmen, staying up till morning. You know, that's not interesting, really. It's just the whole thing just felt like it was phoned in a little.
What? She has a whole section she speaks in French.
Well, that's different. I'm not to that section yet. I'm up here talking about the dang Carmens. I was intrigued at the beginning with the strings. The strings pulled me in at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then, like, the very tick-tocky beginning.
Ooh, I like that.
I was interested by the dunk, 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 that the instruments are doing with the darling, like that. I was pulled in. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But as the song went on and we got closer to the Carmen hit, by the time we got there, I was just kind of like, we've played this out. And now you're just doubling down on it for the chorus and not really doing anything too new or interesting. And then the lyrics felt a little weaker there compared to like the verse. I don't know. This one, I was a little disappointed by the chorus.
Okay.
She says, you don't want to get this way, famous and dumb at an early age, lying, I'm lying. The boys, the girls, they all like Carmen. Like that part, I was like, this is all building great.
Yeah.
And then we just hit Carmen staying up till morning, only 17, but she walks the streets so mean. Like mean and 17 is kind of whatever. It's alarming, truly how disarming. Like she just took a bunch of words and cut the G off. It felt a little phoned in.
Okay.
I mean, it builds up so high. Like lightning. Like it's building, right? White light. Like it's building to this big hit.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't do it. It just backed right back down and just Carmen. It was just like, we already did this. Get out of here.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
I don't know. But you're right. The French was interesting. The French pulled me back in a little.
Yeah.
It's another mid-tier for me.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe even bottom tier. Just because
Whoa.
not everything can be mid-tier. I haven't called anything bottom tier yet.
Something has to be there.
Yeah. I'm up to like 4 tracks I've said are mid-tier.
Yeah, it doesn't have that big of a middle. Well, Carmen, you hated Carmen. And what'd you think about $1 Million Man?
I wish I was $1 Million Man.
I know. Wouldn't it be nice?
It reminds me of the movie $1 Million Hobo.
What?
It's a movie.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah. It's a good movie.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
It stars Tim Conway.
I don't really, off the top of my head, know who Tim Conway is.
What?
No, I really couldn't tell you.
How do you not know Tim Conway?
I might if I saw him, but I don't know the name. I mean, I recognize the name, but I don't put a face to it.
He voiced Barnacle Boy in SpongeBob?
Well, that is cool, but I wouldn't recognize his face or know his voice from that necessarily. But that's not the point. But did you despite wishing you could be one, did you like the song $1 Million Man?
Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, why just slashing G's off of words didn't really do for me as much, because, like, I really liked some of the lyrics in this song.
Well, they're still good. They can be mutually exclusive. Like, you can like one and like the other for the same or different reasons.
Yeah, but when you're comparing the two, there's a clear winner.
Okay.
1 for the money, 2 for the show. I love you, honey. I'm getting ready to go.
You're screwed up and brilliant. Look like $1 Million Man.
Brilliant million slant rhyme. Way better.
That's a good one.
You've got the world, but baby, at what price?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just the choice of words is much more clever and meaningful in this one than it was in Carmen.
I guess. I like the music less in $1 Million Man than Carmen. I think Carmen's a lot more listenable for me. But $1 Million Man does have kind of a good, I don't know, not like waltz time, but it's faster. It's got a good beat to it. A 3/4 kind of time. It is one of her favorite songs to play live, which may be on account of that cool time signature. It's about a rich man who got very, very rich through dubious means. Very mysterious. She says, it's a song about a man who thought I was one of the most exotic things he had ever seen, and me indulging in his appreciation and love. On the outside, he was handsome and wholesome, but under wraps, he was running an illegal electronic business, which ended up taking him and his friends under. Hence the chorus, you look like $1 Million Man, so why's my heart broke? Clever, by the way. Incredibly clever double use of broke.
Yeah, I mean, that's just clever. That's so clever. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Big fan of $1 Million Man.
It's kind of a crooning type song.
Yeah.
Like Sinatra-esque, like it feels from another era, which is kind of why this album is so cool. It's like time transcendence. But then, okay, far and away, the lasting biggest song on the album is track 11, Summertime Sadness. It's got more than 1.3 billion streams, making it the album's biggest song by a lot, on Spotify at least. It was the 4th single. Summertime Sadness topped the charts in a couple European countries and hit the top 10 and even more. In the United States, it peaked at number 5 on the Hot Rock and Alternative Song charts, and it's been certified 8 times platinum. It also got special trap and dance remixes that got Lana crossing over into club charts and electronic music charts. So, one more feather in her cap of charting everywhere. Actually, Rolling Stone deems Summertime Sadness the 456th greatest song of all time in 2021. Does that track?
And I actually recognized it.
You did?
But only that chorus.
Oh. Was it from The Great Gatsby? Do you know what you recognized it from?
No, I just think I've heard it.
Interesting. Do you think it deserves the title of 456th best song of all time?
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
But yeah, that Kiss Me Hard Before You Go. I could have sworn. You know what this song specifically reminds me of? Her sound on this song?
What's that?
Miley Cyrus.
Oh.
She's in that like Miley Cyrus register for this song. Like to the point that I almost wondered if Miley Cyrus had covered this song, and that's why I knew it.
Interesting.
Like she's in the register that Miley Cyrus tends to be in.
I guess I can hear it a little bit, but she's still got a lot smoother kind of tone. One of the features of Miley is her grit.
Yeah. Not all of it. She sometimes, lately, that's like her big thing is the grit.
Yeah.
But
I remember the Hannah Montana days. It's another one where I like the drums on the chorus.
it's in, yeah, oh, the drums are great.
Almost like a march.
If it's on the top 500 of all time, maybe I just know it.
That's big. That's a high honor. While you look it up, I'll tell you about the music video. Once again, a dark one. It features a couple kind of reminiscing on the good times, looking back together, and then jumping off a building? Like, dark. She makes dark music videos.
Yeah, I know. They've gotten her in trouble in the past.
Really? I believe that. I mean, look at all the bands that got in worse trouble for doing much tamer things.
I think she's literally been sued for like promoting violence or something like that with some of her music videos.
I thought she was sugar sweet like cinnamon. But, I mean, I understand some of that rationale. Right or wrong. Whether it was justified or not, I understand why people maybe did that. She said, on Summertime Sadness, I wrote exactly what I felt and put a melody to it that was perfect for the words. I was staying in Santa Monica, California with my composer and best friend, Daniel Heath. I would sit under the telephone wires and listen to them sizzle in the warm air while he went to work. I wanted to take the electricity and absorb it so it would make me feel alive and electric again. I felt happy in the warm weather and started writing about how sad and gorgeous the summertime felt to me, which is awesome. That's what it's all about.
Here.
Jeez. Oh, gosh.
Miley Cyrus covers Summertime Sadness in the Live Lounge, November 12th, 2013.
No way. Oh, wow. You nailed that. Maybe that's why you related the two. Oh, that's so wild. Well, that takes us to the last track on the album. This is What Makes Us Girls. It has been certified gold, and it's another very personal song about Lana's upbringing and, of course, her substance abuse that led to her being sent away to boarding school. Once again, she worked with Emil Haney and Larry Gold, composed the strings. She said, when I talked to the guys on the phone, being, Haney and Gold, she said, I'd say to them, think about the film score for American Beauty by Thomas Newman that meets Bruce Springsteen in the 80s, meets girls sneaking out in the hot summertime in Miami or something. Basically, she just threw a bunch of images and feelings at them all at once. And she said, what I try and do is give good direction with pictures, and then I let Emil and Larry join words together. Larry with his orchestra from Philadelphia and Emil with his beats that he programs. So I try and paint pictures for them with words, and then they send things back to me, and it's always amazing. Which is a really cool way to have your song scored, I think.
I felt like Summertime Sadness was a better closer.
I think I kind of agree with that a little bit, but like in the same way that Born to Die was an opener that needed to be attached to this album for me, I think This Is What Makes Us Girls is a closer that needs to be attached to this album. I don't know if it stands alone so well, and I don't know if it can go in the middle of the album either, but it's not as captivating of a track as Summertime Sadness.
No, this is a bottom tier. Put this in the bottom 4.
Whoa. Not even going to pretend that this one gets mid-tier. Wow.
Yeah, sorry, this is mid-tier. It's either top tier or mid-tier. There is no bottom tier.
Hey, well, that's pretty good. I don't know. That's a good sign for where you'll score this. Maybe. I don't know.
It's either top tier or mid-tier.
This song conceptually reminds me of almost like Dua Lipa's Boys Will Be Boys, but kind of inverted.
Oh.
And, instead of being like negative things about stereotypical immature men, it's about like positive things about women. Or even if not positive, just in the way that she's reacting to things. She's kind of painting with a broader brush and saying, it's just kind of DNA for me. You know what I mean? This is my second nature. I do think it's got a lot of really good imagery in it. Table dancing at the local dive, breaking into the hotel and glimmering we'd swim. I don't know. It feels like there's a lot in here. It's kind of full of imagery and nostalgia, but yeah, it just is a song. There's so much good on this album that compares to it directly, and maybe it doesn't hold up as well. Stream numbers kind of support that.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the end. Time to do some final spin.
Already.
I know. Time flies when you're born to die. Honestly, Born to Die almost does sound like a James Bond movie title. So
yeah,
maybe it's great that she might end up doing that. Well, let's talk scores. Born to Die scores. I'm so curious what you think about this. I think I was maybe a little generous with my scores, but
why can't you ever do that for my picks?
Well, I do. I don't know. I stand by it with Lana. I think it's deserved.
You hold the harshest opinions of my picks.
Mid-tier. Mid-tier opinions.
It's not very healing of you.
Anyway, I think the music on this album in a lot of places is really intriguing and really good. I like the way that she can take this trip-hop style, this thing that's so novel and new, and kind of transpose it back years and years and decades to make this album feel like it's such a 50s, 60s throwback concept. I like the aesthetic. I like the Americana. Musically, I'm giving it an 87. Like I said, there's only one song from this entire album that didn't make my playlist. Sorry, Blue Jeans, mid-tier. As for lyrics, I'm giving it a 90. I think there's a lot of very personal stuff on this album that's so well disguised you don't even realize it. I think there's a lot of heavy, weighty lyrics here that are kind of wearing this light and airy facade while they're just weighing you so far down. And I like the contrast. I think she's good at telling stories in ways that don't feel like she's telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of these songs is kind of a self-contained character in a self-contained situation that all kind of feels relatable and simultaneously unthinkable. I don't know. I'm giving it a 90 for lyrics. Instruments and production, strings are incredible. The different vibes that she brings to each song are really unique. I like that a lot. It's consistent throughout, but never really gets boring. Like I said, it echoes, it doesn't repeat. So I'm giving instruments and production an 87. Overall vibe, 91. This is a very deep album. You can dig as much or as little as you want into Born to Die, and you'll still strike something somewhere. So that gives it an overall score of 89.7, putting it just outside that top 100 at number 103. Again, maybe a little generous, but it's got one of the 500 best songs of all time on it, so what are you going to do? It is above Bambi by Hippocampus, an album that I actually love a lot, as you know, and it's below Pep by Lights, another album which I also really love, as you also know. Two very fun albums, I think. Very different. Anyway, that's me. Number 103, 89.7, Lana Del Rey. Now we get to find out what Connor Del Rey's score is. And by that, I, once again, just mean Connor.
You just won't stop with that.
What do you mean won't stop with that? It's the second time I made the joke, and it's like an hour later.
Just really thought that died in the intro.
Nothing dies in the intro in this podcast.
Yeah, I like this album. She has a good sound to her. I'm glad I finally know songs by Lana Del Rey. I can put some songs to the artist.
Yeah, you got a point of reference for when people talk about her.
Yeah, I am curious to know how her sound has changed over the years.
Uh-huh.
It shocked me you didn't pick the one that was Grammy nominated this year.
I know. Well, maybe we should backtrack it after all.
Maybe I'll give it a listen, and that will tell me whether or not we need to backtrack it.
Well, I want to know your thoughts.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I do kind of want to talk about more of the albums that were up for that Grammy. So,
Yeah. My top 3 in album order.
oh yeah.
Starting off with a honorable mention for our title track, Born to Die.
That's a good honorable mention. Because I don't know, I can't see any situation where that'd be in my top 3. But it's solid. It sets the tone for the entire saga.
Yeah. Then coming up, we got a bit of a jump, which surprised me. Dark Paradise.
Ooh, huge jump. Actually skipped over most of what I would call my favorite songs.
Yeah, well, there's kind of that pop, that, what'd you call it? The what punk? The what pop? The
Trip hop?
trip hop. Yeah, that's a very trip hoppy third of the album there in the middle.
Diet Mountain Dew a little bit. National Anthem a little bit.
Yeah, I had a couple other ones between Born to Die in here written down, but then I hit some other one. You know how I do. I write it down if I think it's in my top 3, if it has a chance to be there, and then
And it gets booted.
it gets booted if something else takes its place. So I had some other stuff written down that got booted by Dark Paradise and $1 Million Man.
Whoa.
And, of course, Summertime Sadness.
Yeah, that's a solid top 3.
Yeah. As for a score, this one's getting 8 Units Del Rey.
Wow. Units Del Rey is a hilarious unit. I'll be honest, that's very funny.
I just thought I'd join in on your thing of just adding Del Rey to the end of other words.
Well, it's just that if I cut off the R of your name like she does with Darlin and Carmen, you know, it's kind of Kana Del Rey, like Lana. Kana and Lana. Anyway, I'm not just adding Del Rey to the end of words, but I get what you're saying. Eunice Del Rey. Honestly, 8 is a little higher than I kind of thought this would end up.
Really?
Yeah.
You were thinking of 7?
I kind of was putting this in the 7 range for you.
Yeah, it's going right above the Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream.
Ooh, okay. That's a solid mid-8. Mid-tier 8.
A mid-tier 8.
Yeah. I'm anticipating that you might like the new album less.
Really?
Yeah, because it does a lot of interludes, right? A lot more dialogue in between songs, a lot more transitional kind of pieces.
I don't know. One of my favorite things we've ever done on this podcast is an interlude.
What? What was that?
Machine Gun Kelly?
Oh, yeah, you're right. E.T. and Salmon.
Yeah, E.T. and Salmon.
Yeah.
Love that interlude.
True. But it's also got a lot, like the trip hop is a lot more aggressive and acute. It's less prevalent. Like it's not as spread out over the album, but when it hits harder, I think, on Tunnel. I don't know. Well, maybe you have to give it a shot. What's your playlist pick?
Oh, gosh.
We're on opposite sides of this one again.
Yeah, anything I pick probably isn't anything you're picking, and vice versa.
I would say that's likely, yeah.
For me, it's either Summertime Sadness or Dark Paradise, probably. I'll just take Summertime Sadness. I mean, one of the top 500 songs of all time.
Right.
I want that on the playlist.
True.
It's kind of a bigger, more popular version of Dark Paradise. You know, they're similar songs, so.
They are, kind of in the same vein.
Sounds like you were going to take Diet Mountain Dew.
No, I do like it, but I think how much I seemed to like it was reactionary to you not liking it so much.
Oh.
I don't think it would be my playlist pick necessarily. I'm leaning towards National Anthem Radio or maybe Off to the Races for kind of an off-the-wall pick.
Oh, I liked Off to the Races a lot, actually. That was one that was surprisingly booted from my top 3. I thought that one was dead locked in. Like that was the last one to get booted.
Okay.
That one's the Summertime Sadness booted that one.
I kind of like it because it's kind of the weirder side of Lana Del Rey that we don't see much of. Honestly, I think a lot of this album is pretty straightforward, but Off to the Races kind of shows us like a twinge of like eclecticness that comes out a lot more later.
Yeah.
This is like the seed that sprouts into much more later on her albums. And so I think it's a good playlist pick for that reason.
I like that.
Sweet. Well, that's going to do it for 148, getting dangerously close to episode 150. I'm stoked. Oh, man. If you want to hear episode 150, first of all, wait 14 days or less. But you should also find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And check out our socials, at SpinItPod Official on Instagram and at SpinItPod on X. We post all the stuff that you ever need to know about us right there. You can find it all.
Yeah.
It's a blast. And you can find us in everything we've ever done, really, at www.spinitpod.com. We may have some special 150 merch. We may have some blooper reels dropping. Who knows? 150 could bring a whole slew of things. Tell somebody who loves Diet Mountain Dew about the podcast, the song, or the drink.
If you can find one.
If you can find somebody. That's your goal, is to find somebody who likes Diet Mountain Dew and then tell them about the podcast, because you probably don't know anybody.
Diet Mountain Dew, more like Diet Mountain Don't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Tune in next week to hear Connor say more wild and wacky things like this.
Diet Mountain Dew, more like Diet Mountain Don't.
Oh, wow. Okay. Or you could just skip back 10 seconds and hear him say that also, but he'll say more things like it next week. Hey, we'll see you next week, and until we do,
Keep spinning.
I don't think we talked about how morbid Born to Die really is as a concept. Kind of dark.
We're all born to die.
Yeah, that's it. We're all just headed to it.
We all start dying the minute we're born.
Whoa. Man, what a great happy note to end the episode on. We also didn't talk about how all these tracks are like 4 or 5 minutes long, and we almost didn't even feel it.
It flew by. Both the episode and the songs flew by.
Yeah, I know. She just has that effect on people. Born to fly. Bye.
All right, well, I'll see you later, Jama Del Rey.
Gross. I'm hitting stop, Del Rey.